Oh, that's good.
Gotta get as much as we can.
Yes, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Hey there. Did I? Okay, last one. All right. Hey there, everyone.
What's up, everybody?
It's Tara Sage here of tarasagecoaching.com, devoted to helping you live your dreams. Can we see? Yeah, we're okay. Devoted to helping you live your dreams and create a life and business that you don't need a vacation from. And I am here today with my boyfriend, Carl.
Hey, everybody. Carl here. I am the IT employee working full-time from the road with Tara, along with our dog, Cosmo.
Yeah, Cosmo works really hard. Welcome to those who are joining us. So we're here today to share with you on the topic of downsizing and the realities of downsizing and some of the payoffs of simplicity, as well as 3 key tips to support you in making any big life changes in your life. So welcome to those who are joining. And while folks are joining us, we want to hear from you. Are you feeling like you've got a craving for less? Are you looking to downsize? Tell us about it. Give us a thumbs up if you resonate with that desire. So those who are joining, please respond. We want to hear from you. We want you to engage. Why be here if you're not going to participate fully? We want you to participate. So tell us. Are you craving less stuff? Are you craving more freedom? Are you curious or interested in downsizing? Tell us. Are you motivated by that, and why or why not? Why do you want to keep your stuff if you do? No wrong answer. We just really want to hear from you. So let's see. What do we want to tell them? A little bit more of our story. So we went from apartment living to downsizing from what was collectively 80 plus years of stuff that we had collected over our life. So what does that make you? 20 and I'm 60?
I think it makes me 50 and you 30.
Okay. So anyway, we went from 80 plus years of collective stuff to living in a 20-foot RV together with our dog. So there was a considerable amount of downsizing that was required in order for us to be able to do that. And we wanted to pull back the curtain today and talk to you about the realities of it. And we're not going to sugarcoat this one bit. We want to say to you that it was sincerely an incredibly
very challenging,
daunting and challenging process for us. And it is not something that we took lightly, and it proved to be even more challenging at times than we anticipated. So it was no small undertaking. It took a lot out of us. Like, we really needed to support each other through it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. And today we want to share with you why we did it anyway, and a little bit about the how we went about taking on this very challenging process. So welcome again to those who are joining. We'd love to hear from you. What speaks to you about downsizing? Tell us about it. We want to know. So, okay. So what do we want to say first? We have no regrets about having done it, for sure.
No regrets.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad we did it.
Yeah, it's thinking back about before and after, the simplicity we have now and the happiness we have is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But it was quite a hump for us to get over to get here.
Yeah, it was truly, truly challenging. And, you know, life is so much simpler now, as Carl said. We're really feeling that on so many levels, and we've shared about that in some of our previous videos. This is video number 4 in our 6-part series. So I want to spotlight and highlight that life is so much simpler now, but getting here wasn't easy. And that's a really important distinction, that simplicity is not easy to achieve.
Right.
If it was, everyone would have it. And honestly, very few do. So many people crave simplicity, yet so few have it. And yeah, we certainly were in that camp before. We did not have it.
No.
No. Things felt pretty complicated, to be honest with you. And so many people also crave adventure, yet so few have that as well, except for maybe an hour here, an hour there.
Weekend getaway.
Yeah.
But you still have to come back to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So instead, what we've found, and again from our personal experience, that for far too many people, life is not simple and adventurous, but more complex and monotonous.
Yes, and complexity can feel like having your feet stuck in the mud, just this overbearing weight, or just like this fog around you that you just can't quite see through.
Yeah, it's really heavy, and God, it's hard to even dredge that up now because I just feel so much lighter.
Yeah.
But I remember it. I really do remember it well. So I want to hear from you. Honesty can only serve you here. What do you have more of right now? Do you have more simplicity and adventure? Is that the side you're leaning towards? Or do you have more complexity and monotony in your life right now? Comment, engage. Again, honesty can only serve you here. And if in your heart of hearts you are longing for more simplicity and more adventure, it's really important to honor that longing and allow yourself to want that and admit it. Yeah, we had to do that. Yeah. Okay, so what can we say about that? So there's a quote I really like. I was thinking about this earlier. It's by Leonardo da Vinci, and he said, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." And I think that really speaks to what we're talking about here.
Yeah. Since we've been on the road, I mentioned in a previous video, some fellow RVers had mentioned their envy or their desire to downsize, their envy of our pod. And there's a lot of people out here doing it in different ways. Some people, I feel like they're trying to bring their home with them, and that's okay. Literally, there's some huge fifth wheels and Class A's out here that are literally rolling houses. But some of those people have actually expressed that envy of, I wish I had the simplicity of your RV.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. There's not much to it. So there's this continued desire from people on the road to still downsize from what they've already done.
Right. I think that's so stunning. So we're not just hearing from people who have big houses that want to downsize, but people who have big RVs that are like, oh, 20 feet, look at all you fit in there and look at the design of that. That's so awesome. I want to downsize. So that's really pretty stunning. Yeah. So I think there's something universal happening around wanting to really own less, because people are recognizing that less truly is more. And by living in small spaces with less stuff, you can actually live really big and free and have more fun.
Yeah, and that's been the key of our motivation.
Yeah, so we had to keep that motivation at the forefront of our mind to go through the process of downsizing, which involved touching every single thing that we had collectively collected over
the course of our
40
lives.
Plus years each, to just really make decisions about each thing. And that takes me to the decision fatigue. So decision fatigue is real. It is so real, and it is part of this process. Real. If you're downsizing, you're signing up for some serious decision fatigue. Downsizing requires countless micro decisions. Again and again and again and again and again. And I personally found that the most difficult decisions for me to make along the way were really the ones that didn't matter to me, but that I needed to make anyway.
What do you mean by decisions that don't matter?
That don't matter? I mean that I had to decide about things like which pot to take or not take, or which silverware to take or not take, or which sweater to take or not take. Like, all of those decisions, they ultimately didn't really matter. What I mean by that is that, I'm glad you asked, because it's something I should clarify. So emotions guide decisions, right? Emotions guide decisions.
Right.
So if you're feeling really strongly about something, it's actually quite easy to make a decision, even if it's a big decision or there's a lot riding on that decision. If your emotion is strong, then you can make that decision. But indifference is a really hard space to make decisions from. And I personally felt like I was making a ton of decisions that really didn't matter ultimately, but I had to make them, and often from a place of like, I don't really care which pot I take, but I have to choose one. And you do that times 1,000, and that's the process of downsizing.
Okay.
At least it was for me. So it was like, what do you take, and what do you store, and what do you donate, and what do you give away, and who do you give it to, and what do you sell, and like, how do you sell it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we had quite a few adventures. Craigslist, OfferUp.
Yeah.
People showing up without payment.
Yeah, no money, or a truck that didn't fit the couch. Yeah, like it was not long enough.
That was fun.
Yeah, so we ended up doing a lot of the moving for people, and ultimately I would say to you, really think about, is it worth selling the things that you want to sell? We donated more than we sold,
right.
But we did sell some things as well. So, yeah, what else? Some things were harder to let go of than others.
Yeah, well, the sentimental things from the family, those things were easier to, I guess, put in storage.
Yeah.
Or give to another family member to hold on to.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get rid of every single thing we owned,
no.
Just to be honest about that. But we
also don't have them with us.
Most of it, but we don't have them with us.
Right.
But we did keep and store a few of the sentimental, irreplaceable things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So what are you hearing in this for yourself? Do you have more simplicity and adventure in your life, or more complexity and monotony, and what do you want more of? We want to hear from you about that. So yeah, I mean, even just remembering it all, it's pretty emotionally exhausting to just think about it. It was very daunting. And I'm wondering if you felt decision fatigue. Do you relate to this story? Have you been there, done that? Or maybe you're in the process of doing it now. We send you some energy because it does require that.
Yes.
Okay. So what were the practical pieces of our process? I want to share that with you as well. So we sold what we could.
Got rid of what we could.
Yep. We donated more than we sold. What else? We stored things. Mentioned that already.
A lot of takeout.
A lot of takeout, yeah. Oh, here's a quick personal story. We were at the dealership and we were buying the RPod. So the day that we put a deposit down on it, we purchased the RPod prior to having a tow vehicle. So the salesperson asked us, so what do you drive? That's what he said. And in unison, we said
Prius.
Fiat. So I thought this was pretty funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
That was funny.
He looked at us like, you guys have no idea what you're doing.
You need a bigger boat.
Right, you need a pickup truck or something. We were not prepared, and yet that day we put a deposit down on the RV that we were going to buy with nothing to tow it with. So that's an important piece of what I'm going to speak to later about the tips. But that was really a big step, and as we were driving away that day in Carl's Prius, he turned to me and he said, we literally put the cart before the horse. To which I thought was pretty hilarious. I don't think you thought it was funny.
I wasn't being humorous when I said that. But.
No. So I'm saying that to say there is a quantum leap process when you're making any big lifestyle change. And that was certainly an example of it. We put the cart literally before the horse. We purchased the RPod before we had anything to tow it with. And we also purchased it and made these decisions with only 60 days to get out of our apartment and move on to living full-time in the RPod, which we'd never even spent a night in an RV before.
Right.
Yeah, so this is all part of our story. And it's arguably completely irrational that we did it that way, and totally illogical that we did it that way. But lifestyle leaps rarely are. And that's a really important truth to bring to light when you're making decisions about making lifestyle leaps. They're rarely rational. Yeah, we were completely irrational. We admit it. So they take planning and forethought and preparation and effort.
Yeah, and also embracing the unknown.
Yeah, definitely embracing the unknown.
Yeah.
There were lots of unknown. We knew less than we even knew we knew. Yeah. So making lifestyle leaps as well are the result of many small actions. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the first piece. I also want to talk about the power of a deadline.
Yeah. That was important. It kind of set things in motion in a way that, I guess you could say, guaranteed the outcome. Or,
Right.
I want to say forced the outcome, but
Yeah.
set us down that path
Well, we
to
were
the ultimate destination.
right. We were going to be homeless at a certain point. In that sense, we knew we had to be out of the apartment by a certain date. And
1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we got out at 1:30 in the morning and could barely stand up. We were so exhausted.
That was awesome.
So if we hadn't set that deadline, I would still be sorting through my sweaters, to be really honest. I would still be sorting through my sweaters.
It's a keeper.
Yeah, clearly. Keepers. So the power of a deadline really set the wheels in motion, no pun intended, and made that decision for us that we had to be done by a certain time. The other piece is we teamed up. We teamed up to do something that neither of us had ever done before.
Yeah, we supported each other. I also want to say we supported Cosmo.
Yeah,
because it wasn't
our dog.
Yeah, wasn't the easiest transition for him either, but he's doing great now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So all of this to say, there's a lot of pieces involved in making the leap into this lifestyle, and one of our modules in our upcoming program, Nomadic Living 101, is really focusing on, 101 is focusing on downsizing. That's one of our modules, and we're really going to break down the process for you and walk you right through a how-to strategy to get it done and make it happen as painlessly as possible. So we invite you to check out nomadicliving101.com and learn all about our program. And our heart is really in this. We want to support people in making this lifestyle shift because we know what's on the other side of it, and we want to support people in making it happen. Yeah. All right. Anything else before I go into tips from Tara?
I'm ready for some tips.
You're ready for some tips?
I'm ready
Okay.
for some tips.
So I'm going to break this down for you as 3 keys to making any big lifestyle change. And I'm really weaving together 3 aspects of what we've touched on already in this video, making a braid, if you will. We're going to take these 3 pieces and weave them together. So the first one is don't wait. You've got to take action. It's a lot of small actions that lead up to a big lifestyle change, and it's rarely something that happens overnight. You really need to put in the effort and the work, and it rarely appears rational or logical as it's happening either. So, dive in, take the action, and don't wait. That's key number 1. If you wait, you'll be waiting forever. So don't wait for someday. It is not a day of the week. I say that a lot. So dive in and do it. Action. Number 2 is the power of decision, or the power of deadline is really what I want to say. The power of a deadline is so key. It's what I refer to as quantum leaping a dream. You need to set a deadline and then get to it. So things take as long as you have for them. Really, truly. Like I said, if I was still, this open-ended deadline, I'd be sorting through my sweaters and deciding what to take. But because we had a deadline, it had to be done by a certain date. Everything had to be cleared through, and we made it happen. So trust that things take exactly as long as you have for them. Set a deadline, and then get into action, and trust that the time you have is exactly the time that you need. Okay? That's it. And then number 3 is the power of support. I can't say enough about this. teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
Yeah? You want a high five? Yeah, go team. Teamwork makes the dream work. It doesn't work if you try to do everything by yourself. And I say that as a recovering independent believer that I could do everything by myself. No, I cannot. And things happen a lot quicker when you get support. So we're here as one resource for you for support. And again, if you want to join our program, it's nomadicliving101.com. Check it out. But no matter what change you're making in your life, make sure you have support. Don't do it alone. It will take a whole lot longer, and you may or may not actually follow through with it. So those are the 3 keys to making any big life change. I hope that served you well, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so we look forward to connecting with you again. Talk to us, folks. Let us know. Are you more inclined to have simplicity and adventure and amp that up, or do you feel like you have enough? What is the longing of your soul? Honor that longing. That's so key to creating the change that you want. Much love on that note. May you feel boundless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.